Foreword. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is the principal work on the life and teachings of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a pioneer of great social and religious movement that began in India about 500 years ago and that has directly and indirectly influenced the subsequent course of religious and philosophical thinking, not only in India but throughout the world. That Sri Krishna Chaitanya's influence has spread so far is due in large part to the efforts of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, the present works of translator and commentator and the founder and Acharya spiritual guide of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is thus a figure of great historical significance. However, our conventional method of historical analysis, that of seeing a man as a product of his times, fails here. For Sri Krishna Chaitanya is a personality who transcends the limited scope of historical settings. At a time when in the West man was directing his explorative spirit towards studying the structure of the physical universe and circumnavigating the world in search of new oceans and continents, Sri Krishna Chaitanya in the East was inaugurating and masterminding a revolution directed towards scientific understanding of the highest knowledge of man's spiritual nature. The chief historical sources for the life of Sri Krishna Chaitanya are the Kadachas diaries kept by Murari Gupta and Swarup Damodar Goswami. Murari Gupta, a physician and close associate of Sri Krishna Chaitanya's, recorded an extensive note on the first 24 years of his life, culminating in his initiation into the renounced order, Sannyas. The events of the rest of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's 48 years were recorded in the diary of Swarup Damodar Goswami, another of his intimate associates. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is divided into three sections called Leelas, a word that literally means pastimes. The Adi Leela, recounting the early period of the Lord Chaitanya's pastimes, the Madhya Leela, recounting the middle period, and the Ante Leela, recounting the final period. The notes of Murari Gupta form the basis of Adi Leela, and Swarup Damodar's diary provides the details for the Madhya and Ante Leelas. The first 12 chapters of Adi Leela constitute the preface for the entire work. By referring to the Vedic scriptural evidence, Krishnadas Kaviraj establishes that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the avatar incarnation of God for the age of Kali, the current epoch which began 5000 years ago and is characterized by materialism, hypocrisy, and dissension. The author also proves that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is identical to Lord Krishna and explains that he descends to liberally grant the fallen souls of this disregarded age of pure love of God by propagating Sankirtana, literally congregational glorification of God, especially by organizing massive public chanting of Mahamantra Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare. In addition, in the 12th chapter preface, Krishnadas Kaviraj reveals the esoteric purpose of Lord Chaitanya's appearance in the world, describes his co-avatars and principal devotees, and summarizes his teachings. In the remaining portion of the Adi Leela, chapter 13 through 17, the author briefly recounts Lord Chaitanya's divine birth and his life until he accepted the renounced order. This account includes his childhood miracles, schooling, marriage, and early philosophical confrontations, as well as his organization of a widespread Sankirtan movement and his civil disobedience against the repression of Muslim government. The Madhya Leela, the longest of the three divisions, narrates in detail Lord Chaitanya's extensive and eventful travels throughout India as a renounced mendicant, teacher, philosopher, spiritual perceptor, and mystic. During this period of 6 years, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu transmits his teachings to his principal disciples. He debates and converts many of the renowned philosophers and theologians of his time, including Shankarites, Buddhists, and Muslims, and incorporates their many thousands of followers and disciples into his own burgeoning numbers. The author also includes in this section a dramatic account of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's miraculous activities at the giant Rath Yatra car festival in Jagannath Puri, Orissa. The Antalila concerns the last 18 years of Sri Chaitanya's presence, spent in the semi-seclusion near the famous Jagannath temple in Puri. During these final years, Sri Chaitanya drifted deeper and deeper into the trances of spiritual ecstasy unparalleled in all religious and literary history, Eastern or Western. His perpetual and ever increasing religious beatitude, graphically described in the eyewitness accounts of Swarup Damodar Goswami, his constant companion during this period, clearly defy the investigative and descriptive abilities of modern psychologists and phenomenologists of religious experience. The author of this great classic, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, born around the beginning of 16th century, was a disciple of Raghunath Das Goswami, a confidential follower of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's. Raghunath Das, a renowned ascetic saint, heard and memorized all activities of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told to him by Swarup Damodar Goswami. After the passing away of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Swarup Damodar, Raghunath Das, unable to bear the pain of separation from these objects of his complete devotion, travelled to Vrindavan, intending to commit suicide by jumping from Govardhan Hill in Vrindavan. However, he encountered Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatan Goswami, two of the most confidential disciples of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They convinced him to give up his planned suicide and impelled him to reveal to them the spiritually inspiring events of Lord Chaitanya's later life. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami was also residing in Vrindavan at this time, and Raghunath Das Goswami endowed him with a full comprehension of the transcendental life of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. By this time, contemporary and near contemporary scholars and devotees had already written several biographical works on the life of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. These included Sri Chaitanya Charita by Murari Gupta, Chaitanya Mangal by Lochan Das Thakur, and Chaitanya Bhagwat. This latter work by Vrindavan Das Thakur, who was then considered the principal authority of Sri Chaitanya's life, was highly revered. While composing his important work, Vrindavan Das, fearing that it would become too voluminous, avoided elaborately describing many of the events of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life, particularly the later ones. Anxious to hear of these later pastimes, the devotees in Vrindavan requested Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, whom they respected as a great saint and scholar, to compose a book narrating these episodes in detail. Upon this request, and with the permission of the blessings of Madan Mohan, deity of Vrindavan, he began compiling Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, which, due to its literary excellence and philosophical thoroughness, is today universally regarded as the foremost work on the life and profound teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami commenced work on the text at a very advanced age and in failing health, as he vividly describes in the text itself. I have now become too old and disturbed by invalidity. While writing, my hands tremble. I cannot remember anything, nor can I see or hear properly. Still, I write, and this is a great wonder. That he completed the greatest literary gem of medieval India under such debilitating conditions is surely one of the wonders of literary history. As mentioned above, this English translation and commentary in the work of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, the world's most distinguished teacher of Indian religious and philosophical thought. Srila Prabhupada's commentary is based upon two Bengali commentaries, one by his guru Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami, the eminent Vedic scholar, teacher, and saint who predicted the time will come when people of the world will learn Bengali to read Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, and the other by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati's father and instructing spiritual master Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, who pioneered the propagation of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings in the modern era. Srila Prabhupada is himself a disciplic descendant of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and is the first scholar to execute systematic English translations of the major works of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's followers. His consummate Bengali and Sanskrit scholarship and intimate familiarity with the precepts of Sri Krishna Chaitanya are a fitting combination that eminently qualifies him to present this important classic to the English speaking world. The ease and clarity with which he expounds upon the difficult philosophical concepts enable even a reader totally unfamiliar with the Indian religious tradition to understand and appreciate this profound and monumental work. The entire text, with commentary presented by the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, represents a contribution of major importance to the intellectual, cultural, and spiritual life of contemporary man. The publishers. Editor's note: revision in the edition are based on the transcription of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, original dedication of the translations, word meanings and purports of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः.